We're live.
Live! I live again.
For someone brought me a child.
different thing. I was referencing
mashing up
the Ash and the Army of Darkness, but you were hitting with the Vigo, and I am always here for Ghostbusters 2 references. That movie does not get enough love, in my opinion. Fuck all the haters. I love Ghostbusters 2.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly. Oh, Rissy, I forgot to show you the other thing we got started talking about.
Can you send me a link to it if you're not allowed to reveal it by speech?
Well, technically I can. But I don't know if I want to. Fuck it. All right, watch your screen.
Okay.
I'm going to screen share real quick.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be real quick in and out. Ready?
Is this one of those trick videos?
No, girl. Just are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, good. It's not presented to everyone, I don't think. I don't, maybe.
This is magic.
It probably is. Everyone can see it. That's, there we go.
That's incredible. I love it so much. This is, yeah, that's some good shit right there. I am very pleased. I'm so glad you guys liked my idea.
Yeah, I was like, it's not something that we've done in, like, the podcast and recently, and then I was like, why am I arguing? It's dicks with wings. What am I doing? Anyway.
That's amazing.
So, that's actually going to be the May, the May
physical item
for $10 patrons and above.
That's amazing. This makes my heart happy.
Yeah. Yep. So, that'll be fun.
Wow.
Really, yeah, when Mikey sent that, I was just like, oh my God, I love you so much. Like, I love this girl. She's so perfect for us.
That wow.
I didn't send her any guidance other than like dicks with wings. That's literally all I told her. And that's what she sent.
But with wings.
And the best part is this time she didn't even send me like a sketch like she normally does. She's like, yeah, I got this. So it just came back fully finished. And I was like, you nailed it. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, that show is on Netflix, so I can start watching it.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm excited.
It's so good.
Yeah. I'm stoked.
Oh goodness. Okay. I posted.
I am happy to see some love for Ghostbusters 2 showing up in the chat. That makes me happy.
Yes. Okay.
Hey, Joshua Donovan. So he says, glad they, maybe flying dicks, don't exist. Otherwise, if we would wonder if it was semen or pigeon poop falling down. And interestingly enough, so the Romans, and I think to a lesser extent the Greeks who believed in these things, right? The idea was basically like, the gods are always around, like, fucking impregnating people left and right. And, you know, if you were a young woman in the time who got pregnant outside of wedlock, I too would be like, it was a god. A god's flying dick went up in me, and that's why I'm pregnant now. Worship me. So to some people it was real, only it wasn't semen versus pigeon poop. It was, who's impregnating all of these people? They're not married. Where did the babies come from? What happened? So, yeah, ancient people are weird. But, you know, one day somebody's going to say that about us, about our ridiculous beliefs.
What do you mean oh, you meant people in general. I thought you meant like us, and I was like, people already say that about us.
Right, about our weird beliefs. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, I need to open up GarageBand. Rissy, who's in the chat?
Oh, lots of people. We got Josh, we got Elvis, Tom Silk, we got Alec T, JD DeMott, we got Mason Sleater, Joshua Donovan, Yeah, and Jason,
yes.
it's a good crew up in this piece.
Hell yes.
Yes, fucking A. Thank you, Joshua Donovan, with the Zeus as a swan. I mean, that is flying, and swans do have horrifying dicks, and William Priest has just joined. Yeah, oh, Swan Bull and a shower of gold. Most notably, when he had sex with Danae to Father Perseus.
It's pee.
Right? Well, maybe the ancient Greeks, like some of them, like were like 5-year-old boys. They believed that like the way you get a woman pregnant is you have to pee on her belly button or whatever, all the weird things that kids believe about sex. So maybe they're like, and then Zeus peed on Danae's belly button, and then she had a baby.
I've known people who thought that sex was when you put your dick inside of a vagina and then peed.
Like, I think that's like fairly common, yeah.
Which that makes me laugh and laugh.
Oh yeah, every fucking time. And I also wonder, has it been tried? You can't really pee though when you have a stiffy, right?
Actually, we know someone who has literally peed inside someone.
Oh my god, wow. I hope they were paid a lot of money to do it, as was the person who they were with.
We will talk about it later for sure.
Okay, excellent. I'm really excited about tonight.
I don't mean on the podcast.
Oh, dang it. Oh, man.
Yeah, I thought you should know that. Yeah, so what happens typically is you get hard, you get inside of her, and then you have to, like, get soft enough to pee. Typically.
That's a delicate balance.
Oh, yeah, which is why it's not very common.
No. Yeah, wow.
But, you know, I'm sure there are people who can pee while they have a boner.
I mean,
or maybe if you just got a shoehorn and you just cranked your limp dick in there, then you could pee.
Like that scene from, what the fuck is the name of the movie where, is it Tim Robbins is playing a mentally handicapped guy and he's on trial for murder and his lawyer brings him a prostitute, but he can't get his dick up, and the prostitute is like it's like trying to stuff, like, oh fuck, I forget the language that she used, but it was hilarious. Like he has a big old soft dick and it's just nothing is working. God, it sounds so weird that now I'm wondering if I made it up in my head, but I'm like, I don't think I did. Anybody in the chat, if anybody here can help me on this one.
I mean, that seems like a thing that would exist out in the world. I don't know what you're talking about, but who fucking knows?
Right.
Probably lots of people. They just aren't me.
Joshua Donovan, yes, on the reference to Clash of the Titans, the original Harry Hamlin version, so good with Boobo the fucking owl and Burgess Meredith.
Oh, Jesus. I know how you love your Burgess Meredith.
You too, boy wonder. Wah, wah, wah.
Look what you've done, Joshua Donovan. Look what you've done.
Most of my knowledge about pee and boners involves the whole split stream phenomenon. Like, as women, we basically have to pee, like, immediately after sex, or all the demons of UTIs will descend upon us. But for guys, apparently, if you attempt it, it's like, split stream.
That's true.
Hilarious.
Okay, we should get this started. Do you have your audio equipment up and running?
I do.
Well, ready to go, not running, I suppose. Okay. Let's go ahead and tell me when you're ready to click record.
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1. And we are clapping in 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
All
right. Okay. And your wave files look good. I'm sure you're probably fine.
Yes.
But excellent. Yeah.
They are looking well.
Okay. Everyone in the chat clapped, so we're good. Thank you.
So now it's a show.
Yes. Okay. What was I doing?
You were gonna pee with your boner.
No, I was not gonna pee with my boner.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's really convenient having both a pee hole and a fuck hole.
You're not wrong.
right? Like, makes so many things easier. Although, there's a lot of guys who don't know that.
That's true.
Yeah, way too many dudes don't know that we don't have the same hole for things.
Mostly they're Republicans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they also think that we have complete control of our menstrual cycles. Like, we simply do it on command, apparently, to be bitchy.
Yeah, that's definitely a real thing. I'm ready to start if you are ready to start.
I am ready to start.
Okay. All right.
You want to take over Amanda's lines?
Yeah, let's just plan on that.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Quiet on the sets.
Dio Cane!
You're not helping.
Porco Dio!
Okay, here we go. Hello, and welcome to episode 87 of the Dork Pridecast. My name is not Amanda. My name is Blythe.
And I'm Rissy. We make up a comedy group called the Damsels of Dorkington, and this is our podcast, which is also funny, depending on how much you like poop jokes and dick jokes, or if you're drunk.
Or if you're shoehorning a soft dick into a vagina so that you can pee inside of it.
Yes. We hope you like that.
The pre-show was a little weird, guys.
Yeah, it did get weird. That's okay, though. It's Greek mythology and shoehorning dicks.
I mean, crazier things. Urban Dictionary has way crazier things than that, so fuck it. We are short in Amanda this week. She has a conference coming up, I believe, this weekend.
An important science conference.
An important science conference.
I think, is this the one, the molecular evolutionary biology one?
I think, I don't, why are you asking me?
Oh, that's a good point. Well, you listen more when people are talking.
That is true, but when the words don't mean a whole lot and they're all kind of similar.
I think it's, yeah, a molecular evolutionary biology thing, which is super cool. That shit is badass. I took some courses in that, and it's really, really neat. Weirdly enough, so if you decide you want to pursue graduate education in the sciences, and even at the undergrad level sometimes, like you can usually go into the molecular program or the evolutionary program, which is a little weird. But now, like, I mean, this has been around for a while, but now there's, like, molecular evolution and that sort of thing, and yeah, it's very neat. Like, how have these proteins been specifically evolving over time? Very cool.
It sounds cool. I wish she would talk more about it, but, you know.
I do too. Well, we'll coax her into it.
It's true. You forced her to have a conversation on last week's podcast about it. So I was very happy with that. So yeah, she's gone this week because she's getting ready for the conference, and she's probably gone next week because I don't think she's back yet from the conference. So sorry guys, you're stuck with us tonight and next week as well.
We've got tonight.
But you know what?
Who needs tomorrow?
Literally no one. Let's just kill ourselves right now on this.
Okay.
And
that was it for Blythe and Rissy's Goth Adventures.
The Dork Pridecast took a weird turn.
It almost sounds like you're narrating the Dukes of Hazzard. And then the Dork Pridecast took a weird turn. Wow, 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 wow.
I would totally be into a fucking Dukes of Hazzard Dork Pridecast version.
Although, did I tell you about, I saw something on Twitter, like, an amazing Dukes of Hazzard remake would be two black women driving a car with like the American flag on it, like a Dodge Charger, called the General Sherman, destroying Confederate monuments in the South. How fucking great would that be? You can still have the Boss Hogg type of characters chasing them around and shit. I would watch that. I would pay for a premium subscription service to watch that.
I would definitely be down for that. Let's kickstart it.
Yes.
Can it be like, can the two black women be Yvette Nicole from Community?
Yes, yes.
And the fucking nailed it, Nicole Byer?
I don't see a problem with this.
I love both of those women, and I think That would be perfect. Well, I'm glad we just shipped the fuck out of those two in a weird Dukes of Hazzard way. Oh, I was gonna say that if you do need your Amanda fix, and who doesn't? Surprise! I dropped episode 1 of Damsels and Dragons. So that happened on Sunday. It is available to the public. Future episodes will not be available to the public. I'm sorry. We're hiding them behind a paywall because we're assholes and
we
travel.
We can't be the first
travel's
time,
expensive.
But once we get you hooked, then you gotta pay up.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I listened to the episode today, actually.
Oh, awesome!
So it's we also got some very good outro music.
I'm so pleased that so those of you who know us from Gen Con are probably familiar with an amazing singer by the name of Mikey Mason. And he sings about amongst other things D&D and D&D related awesomeness, and he has very generously allowed us to use one of his most famous pieces as our outro for it, and it is so great. And Vlad did such a good job of editing the clip so it fits. Oh my god,
yeah, we're super excited about that. So
shit's been getting real lately in our game, so we have so much shit to talk about. Oh my god. So yeah, once Amanda's back from the conference, like, it's recording season.
Well, she may be hitting you up to see if you want to record tomorrow, actually.
Oh, okay, I'm cool with that.
But yeah, it'll be it'll just depend on if she's ready for her conference or not. But
oh yeah, well, I mean, Stowers has places where you can go to record, because that's like actually before Amanda was officially in the group, she was hanging out with me when I was recording those tracks for you to listen to before our first concert way back in the day at Gen Con.
Oh god, that was back in the day.
Yeah, so I was recording the Tron song and Gold Digging Pirate, just so you guys would have the words.
Yeah.
That I ended up performing all of. Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah. So yeah, and that was recorded with Amanda in attendance in one of the rooms at the Stowers Institute for Medical Research.
That is pretty hilarious to me.
Right? In this, very, it was like a mini kind of library space that nobody ever goes into for the most part, so it's super quiet, and I figured, oh god, this place will be perfect. And like, it just looks so dignified. Like, there are many leather-bound books there, and it just looks like someone should be sitting nearby with a snifter of brandy, talking about very important things, but it was just me in there rapping about masturbating to Tron.
I mean, what else would you be doing in a room like that, really?
Thank you, Jim and Virginia Stowers, for your $2 million donation to research science and facilitating a very primitive recording of the Tron song.
It got the job done.
I just love it that Amanda was there, though, since she and I were interns at the same time.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
and I was just like, "Hey, Amanda, you want to come hang out with me in the library and listen to me record a parody or two?" She was yeah.
Yeah, I love that she was a part of Damsel Things before she was even a stand-in damsel, before she was a damsel junior.
I think that was shortly before we went to Dragon Con together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, memories, you guys. I wasn't there, but I've seen pictures, so it feels like I was.
It was pretty amazing.
So, Gen Con tickets went on sale.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know if you know that. Not you. I know you know that, but like the people out there.
Yeah. I was on Sunday. It was really hard, not just sitting there like a rat hitting the lever that gives it more cocaine and one of those experiments, like refreshing the thing to see ticket sales, because all the VIBs they're all sold out.
Are they? Last time I looked, we had a couple more. Nope, you're right. They're gone.
Yeah, those are all sold out now. Some may pop back.
Yeah, they do typically. If people find a game that conflicts, but they want to go to that, they may throw back their tickets. That does happen periodically. Holy shit!
What?
Hamel Thrones. We used to have considerable amount of tickets for that, for just the basic tickets.
Right.
We have 79 left.
Oh God! What?
We started We started with 275.
Yeah, I saw that. Holy shit sandwiches.
Yeah, I was slightly concerned because things were not dropping as quickly as I remember them.
Not quite dropping like they were hot.
Yes, they were dropping, and I was happy. But I was like, I feel like, although we have more tickets this year than we did last year, so I think my view is probably skewed by that.
Across the board.
Yeah. But yeah, opening that and seeing that fucking 79 are left, we're doing okay.
Yep.
We are doing just fine. The concert, there's plenty of tickets on that one.
That's the one. Is that the one in the biggest room, or is that Stars War?
That would be Stars War on Thursday. Plenty of tickets to that one as well, which, by the way, if you guys have seen it before, you're going to want to see it again. It's new. It's improved. Characters have been booted. Did we add any characters?
Sort of, because in the next data point that there will be music for it.
Yes. And that's so we got rid of some characters, but we also have added music, or in theory, we haven't. We're working on it. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's going to be like almost a completely different show. So if you saw it once before, you're going to want to see it again, and we won't be doing those songs at the concert later. So that'll be your only chance to hear those songs that weekend. So check it out, please.
Speaking of Stars War, it was recently May the 4th and the Revenge of the 5th.
Yes, it was.
I celebrated by watching the Plinkett reviews of the Star Wars prequels. For those of you who don't know. Mr. Plinkett is a character adopted by a guy whose website or web zone is on Red Letter Media, and he pretends to be a very old, fat murderer of hookers, and has a lot of really amazing like film critique, like really, really good, solid, like film school 101 like critiques of the Star Wars prequels and why specifically they are terrible. It's fucking fantastic, and sometimes when I'm feeling bad, I just go and watch them. They contain like lines like, Star Wars Episode 1 is the worst thing since my son, but unlike my son, who eventually hanged himself in a gas station bathroom, the truth about the prequels is they're gonna be around. They can never be undone.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
It's amazing. Just the voice that this guy is adopting for it. As a guy named William Shakespeare once said, brevity is the soul of wit, which just means don't waste my fucking time. Like, he's obsessed with pizza rolls that tell him to like murder people. Email me if you want a pizza roll. Post a comment on this web zone.
That's really weird. And I love it. How long are these reviews?
Pretty long, because he has a series, like basically like a playlist for each of the movies, and I think they're each like roughly an hour long.
Oh shit!
They're broken up into small parts, right? So easily digestible segments, so you can just come in and out of them. But yeah, sometimes I just like to throw them on in the background if I'm doing chores or something.
Yeah, that sounds pretty amazing.
It's the best. So good. I fucking love that shit. So much, because I remember seeing the prequels and just being so disappointed. Like, because I like all good people, like love Darth Vader and just think he's the awesomest, but the prequels just completely fucked that up and ruined it all.
You ruined Christmas!
Christmas is ruined! You forgot the ketchup! Well, in this case, Christmas is Star Wars, and the ketchup is everything that was good about Star Wars.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I still haven't seen the prequels, so.
You are a blessed child.
I know,
and
that's
I
what everyone tells me.
Keep yourself safe from contamination.
Yep, I am going to keep my prequel virginity.
I would hold on to that real tight, like tighter than a black cherry is how you should keep your prequel virginity. I remember just like sitting in the movie theater because it was released when I was a senior in high school, so it was 1999. I'm sitting there in the movie theater with my boyfriend, and I'm just like, all right, it's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. Any second now. It's gonna fucking get good. What? Oh, no, there's a pod race. What? There's a Jar Jar thing? I don't understand. Oh, no.
Yeah, a lot of people... a lot of people have said that like they went to see it multiple times thinking like I've got to be missing something.
Right. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe there was like a hidden part of the movie that's in subliminal messages that my brain just blanked out on.
Yeah.
And then it never appeared. I know some people who unironically like the prequels, but what they seem to like is like if you zoom out super far and look at the bare bones of the story, like if somebody was telling you the basic plot points of it, it would be a good story. However, the minute you zoom in at all and get to any of the acting or any of the details of the story, everything fucking falls apart into just a steaming J-coiler.
I mean, but when I have a steaming J-coiler, I'm usually pretty impressed by it. So I feel like you're doing J-coilers a disservice.
That's true. It falls apart like those loose, watery stools you get when you're sick and you ate some celery beforehand.
I feel better about this analogy.
Okay, good.
Oh.
So yeah, that was how I celebrated Star Wars Day.
That is pretty fantastic.
Yeah. How about you? Did you do anything to bring Force into your life?
No, actually not at all. My work was showing The Last Jedi, but I didn't go down to watch it. I don't remember why. Yeah, I don't know. I think Sean had a gig, but so he couldn't come to watch it because he would have been there too late. But then I didn't want to stay until like 10 o'clock that night to watch it without him. So I was just like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go home.
Well, it'll be out on Blu-ray any second now.
Yeah.
I have a lot of opinions about The Last Jedi. It had some very high highs and some very low lows.
I just don't want to cry in a room full of my coworkers.
Oh, there are definitely some cry-worthy moments. Like, basically any time Mark Hamill is on screen, everything is fucking amazeballs. All of the actors did an amazing job. There are just some parts of the plot that seem like they belong in a completely different movie. And it's pretty clear that it was like, we really like these characters. The plot that we've already designed for the movie doesn't have any space for them. So we come up with a whole thing for them to do, and it makes no goddamn sense, but is filmed beautifully. And when you're just in the moment kind of enjoying it, it's delightful. And then you're just like, wait, none of that was remotely relevant to anything at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have many opinions about The Last Jedi. Overall, I consider it a win. But yeah, there were just some like record scratch moments.
I would like to see it again. Yeah, I only saw it the once in theaters, so I would like to see it again to get more of that, because you're right, when you're in it and you're just like, oh yeah, Star Wars movie, right? It just kind of washes over you.
And then afterward, well, like the whole casino scene, right? Like when you're watching it, right? It's like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, and those fucking horse puppy things, I love this. And you're like, wait a minute, so first of all, the whole plot with the rebel fleet that's very slowly getting away. That part, I was like, what is going on here? Oh, quickly. Oh, no, not quickly. We must very slowly chase them while they run out of battery power. Why? Yeah. Why didn't all of the different ships just jump into hyperspace and go to completely different locations? Why did that not happen? And then it's like, okay, we only have 18 hours left or whatever. So we're going to send several of our party members off several planets away to find a guy and then bring him back in order to do the thing. I'm like, this is way too fucking complicated. And it's very clear that they were like, oh, we need something for Finn and Poe and Rose to do. What's it going to be? And then later on, Ryan not Seacrest, Ryan Johnson. That's his name. The director.
I wish it was Ryan Seacrest.
That would be amazing. Basically came out and said that his original ideas for the movie were based on images that he had in his mind, and one of them was a scene shot in a casino. I'm like, you fool! You committed the gravest error of Star Wars movie construction, which is starting with a scene in your mind that's really cool and then working backwards to shoehorn it into the movie, which is one of the biggest things wrong with the fucking prequels, where Lucas is like, I want a lightsaber battle. I want cool space battles. I want this thing to be in the movie, but I'm not going to put in any kind of justification for it. So yeah, I'm like, oh, that makes so much fucking sense, because it's a casino scene. I fucking love it if it was like released as a short independent film.
Yeah,
like by itself.
I could see that.
But on its own, it makes no goddamn sense what it's doing in the movie. Is completely extraneous. And the thing I was most sad about is I love Laura Dern. I love Laura Dern so much, and I wanted to love. Yeah, I wanted to love Vice Admiral Holdo, but I'm like, this whole, I get keeping the details of your plan kind of a secret, but why are you making everyone on these ships think that they are going to die when they're not going to? That's a big thing, right? There's a big difference between I've got this plan and the intent is to save as many people as possible versus you're all going to have to nobly sacrifice yourself and I'm not going to give you any of the details. I'm like,
and I'm going to be kind of a dick about it too.
Yeah, I get taking Poe down a peg, but Carrie Fisher had already kind of done that. Also, why did she need to be in a goddamn coma? Right? The problem is that Holdo is kind of an extraneous character, and it's shown because she's immediately dead, right? It's not like she survives the fucking movie. Spoiler alert. So pretty much anything that she did could have been done more awesomely by Leia. I don't understand that choice, aside from let's introduce a new character.
Yeah, I mean,
that was weird, and I wanted to love that character so hard because I love Laura Dern.
I know, and she was so pretty in that movie.
Yes.
Like, her dress and her hair, like, the minute I saw her, I was immediately dazzled. I was like, this purple creature, I want
the purple. Yeah, it was so strange because it's actually, like, this is one of the cardinal sins, again, committed by the prequels, is you create a visually striking character that everyone is super interested in, but then, like, in the trailer shots, but then you get into the actual movie and you're like, oh, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Much like with Darth Maul and General Grievous and basically any original characters introduced in the prequel movie. This character sure does look interesting. Oh, they had 2 lines of dialogue. Now they're dead. All right, then. Well, that was fun while it lasted, I guess. Endlessly talking about Star Wars.
Well, indeed. Did you do anything for Free Comic Book Day / Cinco de Mayo?
No.
Well, I did, although it was neither comic book related nor Mexican holiday related.
What did you do?
I went with Jason and William to the Scarborough Fair.
The Renaissance Festival! Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Get some cheese and a social disease at the Renaissance Festival. Don't come.
Don't come. I sort of wish I had not come.
Did you get drunk?
I don't. Because it's an hour-long drive to this Renaissance Festival. So even though I'm not the one driving, nobody wants to be drunk in a car for an hour. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's true. That could lead to some vomit.
It for sure could. So there's that, but it was hot, and realistically, the only time I enjoy being drunk at a Renaissance Festival is when I'm drunk at a Renaissance Festival with you.
Oh, admittedly, that is a blast. If there's anything I love more than public intoxication, it's public intoxication at a Renaissance Festival.
I agree, but it has to be with you. Otherwise, I'm just not interested.
Remember when you were there with that asshole dude and me and my friend Stacy Blake showed up and basically tag teamed him into submission with various insults and whatnot?
That asshole dude. Man, there have been so many, Rissy.
I don't even remember his name, but basically he fell in love with my friend Stacy, Stacy, I should indicate, because Stacy was just such a shitheel to him. He basically negged him into submission.
I have no recollection of this.
I think I was wearing a
That's not gonna help me.
I know. Yeah, no, it was I I don't even remember what year it was. It all blends in. I've been involved in Renaissance Festival since 1990 goddamn 8. Oh no! 20 years.
Wow, Rissy, let's celebrate, question mark.
Oh boy, I hadn't done any of that math. Let's talk about your experiences.
Okay. So,
what did you do?
Well, first of all, I went to the Renaissance Festival, and as soon as I walked in, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I fucking hate Renaissance festivals. And I always objectively know that I don't enjoy them. In fact, when it was announced that, because I went because my work picnic was actually there. So work gave us free tickets and free food, and I'm not going to say no to either of those. Well, maybe the free tickets, and then on top of that, our friends Jason and William and Michelle and Alden.
Oh, geez, I'm jelly. Jelly.
They don't live super far from there. Plus, William sings with a group that performs out there, so he's like already going to be there.
Is there a sack butt?
Is there a what?
A sack butt.
I don't know.
It's kind of like a primitive trombone, but mostly the great.
Oh, there was a sack butt?
Okay.
I didn't know that was even a thing, but as it walked by us in the parade, Sean said something about a sack butt, and I thought he meant the bagpipes, the primitive bagpipes. I assumed that was a sack butt, right? Like, logically, and he was like, no, the trombone thingy, and I was like, sure, why not? I don't fucking know.
That is the sack butt. Coach, I don't want to play the butt sack anymore.
Yeah, so they did, in fact, have one of those. Oh, and the group that was playing all that stuff together was actually pretty good. We were both like, what? Okay, yeah, that was like solid in-tune harmonies. Good for you guys on your weirdo, like, homemade instruments. Anyway, so we went through that. We watched the parade, and then it was, okay. So we stopped and watched these two girls who were, it was interesting. It was a sideshow sort of deal.
Oh.
So they were doing some sideshow sorts of thing. One of the girls was like a contortionist, and the other did aerials, like silk stuff. Yeah. Although we didn't stay long enough to see that because lunch was starting, and also because it was just bad. The tricks were actually good. The girls were pretty. Unfortunately, they were going for a Penn and Teller thing because the other girl didn't speak.
Oh.
But
was one of them gigantic and the other one was average height but looked quite petite?
No. They were just two really pretty girls in like a cross between circus and Renaissance sort of wear. Which is sort of necessary if you're doing contortionism and silks, I suppose.
Right.
Just, you have to change something up. You can't wear actually Renaissance garb. But yeah, so the girl that was silent she was doing pretty well with it, but the other girl that was the one that talked, she just couldn't hold it by herself very well. Her timing was not great. Her jokes some of them were okay. It definitely gave me PTSD and made me not miss doing that style of humor because, man, we did a lot of that when we were working Renaissance festivals, and
I think we did a decent job of it.
I know, but that whole style in and of itself just makes me a little uncomfortable. I don't know why. I've never enjoyed it.
Traumatic and horrible.
Well, sure.
And it was done for the lowest possible common denominator, which is to say Renaissance Festival patrons in Muskogee, Oklahoma.
That is true. Anyway, and it got really weird at one point. She was climbing on top of people and doing contortionism on top of them. So she made like a peeing on joke, just like we would, honestly. Right. But we wouldn't really make a pee joke in a PG-13 scenario as a general rule, unless it was pretty obscure and it's going to go over the kids' heads. But then, so she made the pee joke and it went okay. But I definitely looked at Sean and was like, whoa, that seems a lot with children in the crowd. That seems like a lot. And then when she was like finished, she like doubled down and she was like, oh, good. If I stayed up there any longer, it was going to be like sprinklers. And she did like a sort of thing. Oh, but before that, she even like, it was no innuendo. It was straight up like, don't wobble. You won't like what happens if I get nervous while I'm up there. So she's implying the pee, which is sort of a joke we would make.
Right.
But then she straight up was like, I'll pee.
Oh, that kind of ruins everything.
And then she was like, so don't open your mouths.
Oh my God! Whoa!
Yeah, there's no innuendo there. You basically just told the kids, hey kids, 1 + 1 = 2.
Right, yeah, that's going straight for the golden shower reference. All right.
Yeah, so she literally just gave them everything they needed to understand that joke. And I was just like, holy shit. And yeah.
Wowzers.
So it was just like, somebody needs to rewrite this girl's material and help her find some better timing.
Actually, so that kind of like veering between humor that's like kind of outdated and cheesy and like a kind of, I don't know, 70s variety show style into extreme sexual or scatological innuendo is actually very common amongst amateur Renfest acts. I've seen it like these teenagers, and this was at the Norman, Oklahoma fair, I want to say, and it was like a combat show based on figures from Welsh mythology, and you know how much I love the Welsh. And first of all, they couldn't even pronounce the characters' names. Like, it's Cuchulainn, not Cuckoo Lane.
I mean, they tried.
They sure tried. But, like, it was so packed with, like, sexual, like, just straight up sexual, not even innuendo, just straight up like, I fucked you last night. Oh yeah, you totally came in me. Like that was like the level of jokes, and it's a bunch of like older Oklahomans, like middle-aged Oklahoman parents, and there were murmurs but no real laughs. Yeah, and I was like, oh kids, read the room, right? Like,
I mean, that's the problem, is if you have a show written, especially if you're not improv people, like, reading the room doesn't help you because you have lines you have to say and you don't know how to fix them.
Yeah, and I see it so often, and it's like, you guys, the shit that's funny to you and your friends is not going to be funny to families coming out there, and those are the people that are going to give you the money, so you got to clean up your shit, even if your soul rebels inside of you every time.
You know what?
That dollar bills.
They were trying, and I'm sure that if they were listening, they learned a few lessons. So there's that.
They never listen.
Some people, some do.
Some do, I guess. Yeah. It'd be way better if it's like, if you want to do that kind of act, then just market yourselves as a risque PG-13 and up act, right? And then you can get away with nearly anything.
Sure, but nobody will book you.
TRF will. Apparently TRF has a like fashion show every year where you can appear nearly nude, basically.
Sure, but TRF is also going to be very difficult to get into by a group of children who've not been performing anywhere else. You know,
that's quite true.
I'm just saying, it's still difficult. But yeah, the whole thing. I just mostly avoid people. We ran into some people from my work, obviously.
Oh, sure.
At one point, and he was dressed up.
Oh, wow. In patron mode.
Apparently, I have a couple coworkers who are like every weekend are patrons.
Oh, season ticket holder types.
Yes.
Good gravy.
And so I started chatting with my coworker, and it was so hard to hold this conversation for me, Rissy, because he was clearly so into it and trying to engage me in conversation, and I just was like, don't be a Debbie Downer. Don't be a Debbie Downer. Because like he'd be like, oh, it's so cool. What have you seen? And do you like this? And do you like that? And every answer was no. So I had to kind of skirt around being honest. And we were just like, oh yeah, we haven't seen much. We just got here. So
that was very kind of you.
Yeah, I didn't want to rain on his parade, but I definitely was just like, oh yeah, maybe we'll do some of that later. We won't. So that was fun.
Real quick. So the last time I went to a Renaissance festival, I was the only white person in the group. Well, okay, there's one kind of white guy, but he was Jewish, so didn't count. And so we go in there, and so I'm with two of my friends are Korean, two are Chinese. Then there's one who's Jewish, and then there's me. So I'm literally like the only like white person.
Yeah.
And I'm olive skin toned, so not even a wasp. So we go in, and Rachel, my roommate, who is 19, right? Like I bought her beer. It was a bad mentor.
You're contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Yes, I was.
And you shouldn't admit that.
We go in and we pass by one of the stages, and it's like the mud show, right, where people are throwing mud. And Rachel is like, "There's a lot of different types of white people here." And I was like, "My friend, we have not even begun to white people."
You don't even know. You do not even know.
And I'm like, I can't even imagine how terrifying this would be to people who aren't white. Okay, drunkenness fixes everything at the
that's especially at a Renaissance festival. And it's not hard to come by some alcohol at the Renaissance festival, so that's good. We eventually just made it to the pavilion and had lunch, free food.
That always helps.
I am into that.
Did you get anything on a stick?
Yeah, the chicken was on a stick, but I can't. I'm not a chicken person lately. So, and then we got a turkey leg, but you know me, I don't like eating things.
Those things are gross.
I don't like eating things off of a bone anyway. I know. And then there were fucking like ribs also on a bone. So I was like, well, thankfully they took care of the vegetarians among us, and I just grabbed a vegetarian wrap and pretty much ate that.
Oh, that's good. My favorite thing to eat at a Renaissance festival is always shrimp tempura.
Weird.
Renaissance appropriate thing.
Yeah.
Where's my fucking shrimp tempura? Where's that shit? Put it in my belly.
I did finish Michelle's sausage on a stick later, though. So, as much as I love, as much as I love not eating meat, if you sausage, man, there's something about it. I can't turn that shit down.
And the jokes write themselves.
She's gonna. I mean, listen, I'm gonna stuff it in my mouth.
Girl, I hear you. Like, you just gotta sometimes, right?
It's very true. So while we were eating lunch, unfortunately, we were eating by ourselves because I had not found my direct coworkers just yet. And so there were 2 empty seats.
Uh-oh.
And exactly what I was dreading happened. 2 of the staff members came over.
Oh, boy.
And sat down.
Oh, boy.
Didn't just walk up and have a conversation with us briefly. They fucking sat down.
Wow, Scarborough has changed since 2000.
It is much more of a play with me fair. In fact, I thought about that while I was there. There were a lot of people trying to get people to interact with them.
That is so different from the way Scarby used to be.
No, I think that part of that is just because they were sent over to entertain us while we were, because we paid a lot of money. I'm sure my company paid a lot of money to be there and have the picnic there. So, they're sending people over to interact with us to, sweeten the pot, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing, but I'm not. So unfortunately, so Sean and I we're both like, he's antisocial. I don't want to interact with Faircast, like pretty much at all. So we try to be like politely nice, but also like quiet for a little while, but they don't really take the hint. And so finally I just have to be like, okay, they're not going away, and this is getting more awkward by us not really engaging with them. So I finally was like, oh, here we go.
Oh, boy.
5 minutes later, I was telling them that I was a prostitute who worked in a basement selling tarts. And by tarts, I mean butt stuff. And I said that I was like a female pope of this underground tart world. I don't know what happened. I entered a fugue state, and when I came out of it, I just knew I had violated myself verbally.
That's so hot.
So that was fun.
I'm surprised you didn't ask them about their cocaine supply.
Yeah, no, that's your thing, not mine.
That's true.
Anyway, I finally got through it. We met up with our friends and bailed out of there. The thing that made everything worth it was we finally got to see Cirque du Soleil, which, if you don't know, and you probably don't know, it's this adorable little girl. Little. She's not little. She's just small. I don't know. She's probably my age or a little bit younger. She's not like a child. Who has trained rats and cats. Or she sort of trained them. Some of them did not want to perform.
I mean, they're cats, right? What are you gonna do?
Guys, you need to okay, also she was on the Gong Show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You should find it because her main cat did not want to be there. He was freaked out by the audience and the lights and the whole thing, and he did exactly 0 tricks.
That's amazing. And yeah, that's so I just remember seeing the pictures on a website and like seeing like these rats and whatnot. I'm like, oh God, this looks amazing.
It was. She was great. She was, her timing was much better. Her jokes were good. Anytime you put small furry creatures in front of me, I am delighted. So I would go to the fair again just to see that. Like, oh, I loved it.
That's so awesome because I super wanted to see them at the Bristol Fair in Chicago, but they weren't there the weekend that I was able to go, and I was so sad about it. So I'm glad I can live vicariously through you.
It was really good. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. And if you guys get a chance to see her, definitely go. She's pretty great. Also, just look her up. She does fun stuff.
What kind of tricks did they go through hoops, I assume? I think that's what I saw a picture of on the website.
She didn't do this trick for us, but I was looking her up later, and my favorite trick is that with the rats, she'll have a pedestal on her right and a pedestal on her left, and she'll like turn upside down. I don't know if she's doing a headstand or what. And she'll take her legs and go out, and the rat will run from one foot across her hoo-ha.
The only thing that could make it any better is if she could shoot a fountain of cockroaches out of her cooch.
It's beautiful.
That's so great.
But yeah, the cats, she would get them to like come up onto her head or onto her hand. She would carry them around, and they would jump through hoops. And the rats were not jumping through hoops that day. One of them did like run and fetch a ball and bring it back to her. It was really cute.
About animals like that is when they don't perform, it's just as cute as when they do perform, especially cats. It's like, look at my cat. He's very grumpy and not doing the thing. And everybody's like, cats don't do the thing. We know.
Yeah. So, Rissy, I know you would have enjoyed this girl immensely because, as Jason is pointing out in the chat, I was making her jokes for her about 2 seconds before she would make almost verbatim the same joke.
That sounds amazing.
So her comedy was spot on. It was right in line with ours. Yeah, you'd enjoy her.
I knew it. I knew the second I saw those pictures on the Bristol Fair's website, I was like, I want to see this act.
Yeah, she's great. So.
Well, I'm glad you at least got to see something cool. I mean, that is the thing about Ren Fairs, right? They can be a kind of grab bag for types of performance that doesn't exist out in most of the world. Like, that's the one redeeming feature that they have.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? I mean, I got to hang out with William and Jason and Michelle and Alden, which they live in Waco, which is close, but far enough that we just don't see them very often if there's not like a special thing happening, like a convention or a Renaissance festival. So, or somebody's birthday or some shit, like that. So, so that definitely, I already had that lined up and knew that would make it worth it. But yeah, so that was just like the icing on the cake.
That's awesome.
So that's my weekend.
That sounds like a good weekend.
What else did you do?
So rewatched Deadpool. Again, yeah, well, John hadn't seen it, and we have tickets for Deadpool 2, and then tickets for Solo, Star Wars Story. So yeah, it's like nerd movie central up in here.
Oh, and it's my birthday month, so I'm just like, yes. Yes, give me all the nerd movies.
Yeah, it's been pretty great. And yeah, God, rewatching Deadpool 2, man, it's so good. And it just really illustrates what fucking boners the people at DC are for, like, well, Deadwood was successful as an R-rated movie. Let's make our Batman Superman movie also R-rated. I'm like, is it gonna be full of references to pegging? Like,
you just said Deadwood.
Deadwood. That movie should also be rated R, possibly rated X.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm like, do you guys, it's like, do you even know why Deadpool was rated R? Like, do you know anything about the character of Deadpool and why it would have to be rated R, right?
No,
like,
of course not.
Yeah.
Of course they don't.
No. It's crazy. Like, Marvel started off imitating DC, right? And then found its own path, and ever since then DC has been trying to imitate Marvel.
Yeah,
and it's like, guys, just do your own fucking shit, right? You can't succeed that way. It's not gonna work because your characters suck.
Burn.
Unless Superman is being a villain, and then he's perfect. I've had friends try to, like, no, but you see, Superman struggles with himself on the inside. I'm like, that's a story you can only tell, like, once, twice, maybe. Like,
3 times a lady. Wonder Woman.
But yeah, it's like, okay, that's fine, but that, like, the fact that Superman's only true foe is himself, does that not say something about how ridiculously overpowered the character is, right? Like, that's so fucking dumb. Yeah. And the villain should always be stronger than all of the heroes combined. They have to do shit that has, you know, emotional meaning to actually triumph. It's never just they can kick the villain's ass, right? That can't be it. The villain must be stronger than them. And that's why Superman turns every fucking villain into a plucky underdog character. That's why he sucks as a hero. He's amazing as a villain. The whole injustice thing. So good. So good. Yeah, but oh god, Deadpool 2 with Cable. I can't even believe, I mean, I can believe they went there, but I also can't believe they went there. Like, I'm like, oh, we're getting full 90s up in this bitch. Like,
yeah, I'm really excited to see it. I was very excited when the Celine Dion song came out. Right. I immediately, in fact, it was in Dork Pride Worldwide that I saw it posted for the first time, and I immediately commented on that post and tagged my husband and said, if you don't know this fucking song, if you can't play this song by the time that I get home from work today, we're getting divorced. But yeah, that was amazing. So, I'm in. I'm fucking in, and I'm excited. And, can we just talk I don't want to talk a long time about this because there's so much to say and so much to unpack here.
Oh, boy.
I just want to say, holy shit, Donald Glover, This Is America.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
You guys, if you haven't seen it, first of all, what rock have you been living under?
Right. My Twitter feed basically just exploded with people saying, I've just been watching This Is America for 6 hours on repeat.
There's so much to unpack in that fucking video. And I mean, so many people have done it. There's some really good articles out there, but definitely check those out. But holy shit, Donald Glover has some shit to say, and I am so glad he is saying it. I'm also glad that he's had so much more mainstream success, because when I started listening to him in his first album, I was like, Community fans knew about him, and that was pretty much it. Anyway.
My favorite part of the video is when Death on a pale horse rides through. That was cool.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, hitting us with some classical shit. That's
for sure. I really enjoyed the dancing. It's all like legitimate, like African dancing that's happening, and that just makes me happy. There should be a more mainstream platform for that sort of thing.
I was really impressed at the rap. Like, it had so much rap right now that's popular is that fucking mumble rap. And I'm like, I can't understand any goddamn words coming out of your goddamn mouth. Like, I like the rhythm, the 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Like, I like the way that it sounds, but if you can't understand any of the goddamn words, then it makes no impact, right? But the fact that, so he had that kind of rhythm, This Is America, da 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 da. But you could actually understand all of his words. I'm like, yes, thank you, Donald Glover, for making that fucking happen.
Yeah.
Because Jesus Christ, mumble rap. Oh, Lord. These goddamn kids don't know what they're doing. Back in my day. Okay, I'm about to go on a crazy old person rant about when rap was good back in the 90s. But yeah, so that was great.
Yeah.
Much respect to...
it made me very happy. Some of that shit needs to be said by some eloquent, smart motherfuckers like Donald Glover, because Kanye's fucking it up.
I know. I loved Kanye so much. I'm like, you were supposed to be the chosen one.
Yeah, well,
Kanye, you were my brother.
He got too rich.
Yeah, you know.
Although Donald Glover's got to be fucking rich too, because that motherfucker works harder than anybody else in showbiz. He was like filming Community while writing on 30 Rock simultaneously.
I suspect it's also he's young, right? Kanye doesn't look old, but he is older, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Whatever.
Also, I mean, Kanye has always been the sort of person to talk out of his ass first and never ask questions, so...
Sure, it's just that he used to have some good things to say.
He did.
Not anymore.
First and foremost, I always respected him, you know, as a writer of amazing lyrics and an amazing, you know, performer. But yeah, I'm just like, oh God, Kanye, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I don't fucking get it, but I'm glad someone is taken up doing what he should be doing. Rissy.
Yes?
Do you happen to have a Dork Pride chat for us this week?
Okay, so I do. On Monday night, those of you who are into fashion or celebrity gossip or Catholicism might know that the Met Gala happened on Monday night. And so the Met Gala is basically Anna Wintour, who is the woman upon whom the movie The Devil Wears Prada is based. It basically runs the magazine Vogue and is the queen of kind of the fashion scene in New York City and apparently the devil. And she gives out tickets to this amazing, it's not a costume ball, right? A lot of people seem to think that it is, but it is, there's an art exhibit at the Met, and there is a theme for the ball every year. And this year it was the influence of Catholicism on artistic imagination. And so you don't have to come in costume. You don't even necessarily have to dress according to the theme. That's certainly encouraged. But over the past few years, largely thanks to social media, celebrities have been really going just all fucking out to try and dress according to the theme. And sometimes they fail spectacularly. Like, I think it was last year when the theme was like technology and fashion. What's his name? The not Harry Styles, but still handsome one from One Direction, Zayn Malik or whatever. When he was dating either Bella or Gigi Hadid, I forget which, where he showed up looking like Jax from the Mortal Kombat games. He was wearing a tux, but he just had metal on his arms. Like, metal equals technology, right? Yes. So sometimes you get stupid try hard shit, and then sometimes you get some of the amazing crap that happened on Monday night, where basically you have celebrities sporting insane either Catholic or medieval or Renaissance Crusader era Joan of Arc references. Like, it was basically like some of it, Lana Del Rey looked like she was doing Sephiroth cosplay. She had this fucking insane six-winged headpiece that she had with like a halo, and then the weird like eye thing is she was meant to represent the eyes of Saint Lucy, which is some creepy murder lore. Yeah, opera glasses with eyeballs on the front of them. So I mean, you always have people who kind of fuck it up, but from a fashion perspective, it's amazing. And a lot of it is kind of bordering on cosplay, even though it is specifically not a costume ball. So I want to put this out to you guys. If you could pick a theme, and keep in mind the theme is like art and fashion related, but also like, you know, can be a giant media properties influence as well. Could be something like technology or the Catholic Church. But what if you were to pick a theme for the Met Gala and could have all these amazing celebrities dressing up according to your specifications? What would be the theme?
Well, you start.
Mine would definitely be Super Mario Brothers. Because I'm like, all right, I want to see all the celebrity takes on because some celebrities are always going to try and be like as sexy as possible, right? And some of them are going to try and be like super avant-garde. Yeah, like what the fuck is going to happen? Who is going to manage an incredible take on a piranha plant?
I mean, obviously it's going to be Rihanna.
Well, sure. So Rihanna, it should be noted, came basically dressed like a pope.
Yeah, that is true.
Pope Rihanna, she was incredible. It should be noted though that like what she was wearing was not a costume. It was actual fashion from I think an Italian fashion house. So these like a short, like a mini dress and with a kind of like kind of jacket over it that sort of like vaguely recalled priestly vestments, but it was incredibly like luxuriously covered in pearls and jet and whatnot, and then like a straight up fucking pope hat on top.
Totally a pope hat, no question.
So it was both, it was high fashion and it fit with the theme, but again, it was not a costume. And some people like they go way too literal, like Katy Perry basically showed up looking like just a sexy angel costume from Leg Avenue. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, obviously it costs a lot more than that, but I'm like, Victoria's Secret Angels have done it better. Katy Perry, you're trying way too hard. And also failing.
Also, her dress wasn't flattering for her body type at all.
No, I think it was way too short and too tight, and she's too rounded, which is wonderful. Like, I think she's gorgeous. Her figure is spectacular, but it's like, that should have been at least 2 sizes larger.
Yeah, it was not. I was sad because the wings were beautiful.
They were.
But I was really underwhelmed by the rest of it. I can't believe we're talking this much about weird fashion. Okay.
Right, but so yeah, just so like what would be like you guys' nerdy themes for the Met Gala? Make the celebrities dance.
nerdy. Okay.
So super nerdy Met Gala themes.
You know what I would want to see? I know this is super obvious. You want to know why it's super obvious?
Go on.
If you're watching,
oh yes,
I want to see some fucking Sailor Moon fashion.
That could be amazing.
You know what? Her Universe hosts a fashion show at Comic-Con's SDCC every year. And a couple years ago, somebody created a transformation dress where she literally just made like one motion as she was halfway down the runway. And it like, and you could see, because the sailors essentially go through their transformation sequence, there's like, they get covered by ribbons.
Right, they're briefly naked.
Yeah, but the ribbons cover things, and they also are like it's sort of implied like that's the catalyst of like what's making their outfit appear. So it kind of serves 2 purposes. But yeah, she pulled it off, and so like the ribbons came down.
Oh wow!
And so it was really, really well done, and I would love to see that, but even on a more fancy, high fashion level, higher budget level, I would love to see things like that.
Right, because that's the thing about like, you know, celebrities and fashion houses, like their outfits probably cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more.
Oh yeah, no question. I mean, they're very, very, very well made, for sure. So that's me. Yep. Always Sailor Moon, guys. Sorry. I'm nothing if not consistent.
What do we got in here? Superhero costume theme from J.D. DeMott. Yeah, actually. And that's, you know, that's almost 100 years now of material to draw on. Oh
my God. Can we please talk about Chadwick Boseman?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Basically. Also kind of Pope-like. Those gold shoes, they were amazing.
Yes. Anyway, guys, just go look up pictures. Like, even if you're not into fashion, I'm not really, as a general rule, I'm not. This is Rissy's thing more than mine. But I went through every picture I could get my hands on just because it's so far out there and not what you're used to, and it's fucking crazy. So definitely.
Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister, who is not as well known, but she is amazing in terms of fashion. She basically showed up looking like if the xenomorph aliens had clergy and one of them had become a martyred saint. That was what Solange Knowles was dressed like. And it was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? Yeah, it's also great because it means a lot of avant-garde fashion gets showcased, and normally, like, there are certain design houses that exist, like, that are very avant-garde, and you never see their shit, like, on celebrities because it's just too fucking crazy. But at the Met Gala, that's what you want. So you could just see some of the craziest fucking shit out there, and it's delightful. I love it. Oh, yes. All right, so we got Josh with the D&D themed Joshua Donovan Westminster Dog Show second choice.
I would love that. I would be into that for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's good shit right there. Oh my god. And so Justin, you say that video games are an art form, but you can't imagine an exhibit at the Met. Give it 10 years, and I bet we will see that.
100% yes. Okay, well, if you have opinions, we would like to hear it. You can use the hashtag Dork Pride Chat to let us know what sort of weirdo fashion you would like to see on weirdo celebrities.
Yes, or even normal celebrities. Like, this kind of thing can, like, if you're an up-and-coming star, like, a good or bad appearance at this can have serious influence on your career. It is, like, a serious, like, social Game of Thrones kind of make you or break you kind of event. It's always interesting that some of, like, the prettiest people, like supermodels and whatnot, just show up, like, very basic looking, because they're just like, I'm very pretty and I don't have to try at anything. Although Cara Delevingne showed up in a spooky as shit, like, black dress with a crown / veil, to where basically you can't really see much of her. It's very scary looking, and I loved the shit out of it. So she at least tried.
Interesting. I'll have to find that because I don't know.
If I saw her in that, like, coming at me in a dark alley, I'd be like, oh shit, we're all dead. Like, the apocalypse is upon us. Oh, Anne Hathaway literally wore a crown of thorns.
Oh, I don't know if I saw that one.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm just like, yes. Jared Leto, I hate Jared Leto as a person.
I know, me too.
And I hated his portrayal of the Joker, but his take on Jesus, the King of Glory, was amazeballs.
I mean, he certainly looked the part, so...
Yeah. Linda Carter showed up looking incredible, wearing, like, this beautiful blue dress, and so... For those of you that didn't grow up steeped in religious lore, blue, or that particular shade of blue especially, is associated with the Virgin Mary. And she was also wearing a crown. So, you know, Mary is the Queen of Heaven, but if you zoom in, it actually says never forget on it in Hebrew. And I'm like, oh shit! Burn! Burn so hard! Suck it, Catholic Church! Oh!
Oh, that makes me laugh.
Yeah. Ooh, the Unseelie Court. That is a good one. William Priest.
God, why?
See, I hate fairies, but, you know, the fashion would be really cool.
Sure. No, I get that.
The theme of the Met Gala was dark fae, right?
I mean...
That would be incredible. Actually, a Seelie versus Unseelie Court Met Gala would be so cool. And you know how I feel about fairies. I
do know how you feel, but you keep reading the books about them, so...
I haven't read one in, like, 3 whole months.
Oh my god, 3 whole months?
I'm detoxing. But I will say, I think the fashion would be incredible. But you know fucking some idiots would just show up wearing literal sparkly wings. I mean, like,
The Katy Perrys of the world.
Well, the thing is, Katy Perry has actually nailed quite a few Met Gala appearances before, so it was disappointing this year. So that sucks. Like where she didn't go completely literal with the theme. So yeah, it was super disappointing compared to past years.
Well, I feel like she's kind of gone off the rails in the past year or so.
She really has. Actually, it seems like she did the super white girl thing where you cut your hair real short as like a distress signal.
Like the Brit.
Yeah, the Brit. And then ever since then, it's been like for her.
It's all right. Brit pulled it back. Hopefully Katy Perry will too.
It's true. I want one of those mugs that says, if Britney Spears can endure 2007, you can endure anything.
Yeah, that is accurate. Well, I think that is going to be it for this episode of the Dork Pridecast. We want to say thank you to Sarah Donner for allowing us to use music off of her latest album, Black Hole Heart. You can find the Damsels of Dorkington on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. If you have a few minutes, also, if you could subscribe and rate and review to our podcast on whatever platform you listen to us on, that would be incredibly helpful. That helps to the algorithm. The more rates and reviews we have, the more people will see us. And the more people see us, the more of this shit we can do. So yay and stuff. We'd appreciate it. And it costs you $0 to do that. So, I mean, really, like a couple minutes.
But if by chance you do want to contribute in the form of dollars, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington, where you can get access to rewards that are only available there, such as a fuck ton of bonus content, including soon episodes 2 through whatever of Damsels and Dragons, and being on the list of super awesome patrons that we thank at the end of the podcast, like these people. Is this an odd episode or an even episode?
This is an odd episode. This is 87.
Okay, all right. What we doing? What are we doing here? Are we doing costumes that they would wear to a Met Gala or clothing?
I mean, sure, why not?
All right. So we should alternate between like our ones and then stuff that's been suggested.
Sure.
So I'm gonna say that John Latch arrives at the 2019 Met Gala, which is Fae Court themed. And he is wearing a Versace tuxedo that is covered in gold and gem embroidery, but it's all gross looking monster creatures like nasty toads and zits and stuff. And he is the king of the Unseelie Fae, and he has like this giant fucking headpiece on, which is spiked with eyeballs, jeweled eyeballs.
Really creepy. John Kozlowski, he went to the Met Gala in a Vera Wang dress. And it's a bit weird, but it's kind of been like, it's almost like quilted fabric, but it's made to look like an impressionist version of like a Monet or a Degas, but like it's like a lake, and there's like lily pads and things with all these weird quilted pieces. So, but if it's just like an impressionist painting where if you stand too close to this dress, you're just like, you have a weird quilted dress, but if you pull back, you're like, oh my God, beautiful. It's a beautiful lake. But there's one more level to it because obviously we have to make it nerdy.
Right.
So his makeup and his hair is done in a way that is, again, impressionist. So there's like, just like chunks of different colors of makeup.
No facial recognition software working on him.
But if you pull back, you realize that poking out of this beautiful Vera Wang dress that is a like beautiful lake or pond with, lilies and whatnot, lily pads and stuff. It's old Greg's head.
I would love to go to a Mighty Boosh themed Met Gala.
It would make my life.
So Marion Polanco is going to appear in Ralph Lauren at the Met Gala, And so what he is wearing is this incredible it's like a Western style, and when I say Western, I mean like kind of cowboy, because that's what Ralph Lauren does, like a lot of like almost kind of steampunky stuff. And you don't like it's this like impeccable cut, almost like kind of cowboy style suit with cowboy boots, and it's colored like it looks like there's a lot of color blocking. And of course, it has a very dapper cap, and you don't even realize that he is Wario until it's too late, because is made in velvet, and so it's got like yellow and purple color blocking, and he's totally Wario though, and he's got instead of like opera glasses, a mustache, a jeweled mustache that he holds up.
That sounds beautiful, actually. Justin Mansfield, of course, went to the Met Gala in a suit made by some suit maker. I don't fucking know who makes suits. Men's Warehouse. It was a Men's Warehouse suit. But he actually found special fabric and brought it to Men's Warehouse and said, will you make a suit for me out of this? Because it was not offered by Men's Warehouse, obviously. It was a special fabric from Spoonflower. What's that website?
I think it's Spoonflower.
Spoonflower. I was right. I just second guessed myself. So he got all this fabric from Spoonflower, and it's just covered in lorem ipsum. So he has a suit in pseudo-Italian.
Pseudo-Latin, that's good.
Pseudo-Latin, yes, not Italian. It's an Italian-style suit in pseudo-Latin.
That would make sense. One of the Italian, ones. Maybe Valentino is the design house?
No! It's Men's Warehouse! God damn it, Rissy.
Men's Warehouse X Valentino.
Stop trying to make my shit better.
So Joshua Donovan showed up at the evolutionary biologically themed Met Gala wearing Alexander McQueen, who's an amazing British designer. Design house. Alexander McQueen killed himself a few years ago. And what it is I guess technically you could say that it's a tux, but there's a combination of like fiberglass beading that's on either side of the tux. So McQueen is famous for having these like crazy like cages over the heads of some of his models, and so the fiberglass effect extends up over his head with a kind of cage like headpiece. And what it is that depending on what angle he is turned at, it looks like one side or the other of a double helix of DNA.
That's actually pretty cool. I'd like to make that happen. I'd like to see it. JD DeMott went in a very special outfit that he crafted himself.
Oh shit.
It was a JD DeMott dirigible.
Dirigible? Is that like a dirigible?
It's a dirigible original.
That should be the title of the episode.
Dirigible original. Done. Josh, I love you. You know what to do. All right. JD made his own. The theme, of course, was D&D. So he made his own suit out of duct tape, but that was only to hold it together. You thought it was going to be a duct tape suit, but you were wrong. The duct tape is holding together Cheeto and Doritos bags.
Oh God.
Full suit. So there you go.
Can there be some Mountain Dew worked in there somehow?
Yeah, he has a headpiece that is made from Mountain Dew cans, and it makes him look like an owl bear.
I like this.
Thank you.
So Travis and Wendy Mays get to go to the X-Men themed Met Gala, and Wendy is wearing Marquesa. And so that means like very kind of princess style, like very like beautiful, elaborate gowns. You see a lot of Marquesa at the Oscars and that kind of thing. And so she's there as Dark Phoenix. So she has on this amazing like flame style gown that like when she lifts her arms up, it actually like there's kind of like a capelet sort of thing that mimics the effects of flames. And she's also got on like full scleral black contacts. And she has it's basically like kind of like a headpiece, but it's very slim golden wires that come up over her head and then kind of attach at the collar. And they are rigged so they've got like these little beads all over them, and so the beads are red and orange, and so when they catch the light, it's like the phoenix silhouette, and she can like raise up her wings and look exactly like the phoenix, like destroying a fucking planet. And her shoes, so her dress is Marquesa, but her shoes are McQueen, and they are like terrifying talons on her shoes. Like, so there's like a spiky stiletto heel and then like talon feet on the front that just kind of peek out when she does that pose, right, that they always do, or you're like one foot is like kind of sticking out. And they're like gold plated. And Travis is wearing a Men's Warehouse X Valentino. I can't get over that idea. So Travis is going as Cyclops, and he's basically wearing like a very basic like navy blue suit. But his the way that his visor is rendered is a lot actually like Jared Leto's like Jesus crown that he wore to this last Met Gala. And it's strongly rumored that it's real rubies in the visor and then like a gold crown that just goes around his face, and everybody's like, oh my God, how does he even walk with that thing on? Like, how can he see? But he totally can.
Aaron Felsen showed up to the Met Gala as well, but he wanted to distance himself from Travis and Wendy. So he went with a Justice League theme.
Ooh.
And he wore it's a Louis Vuitton suit. Does Louis Vuitton make suits? It doesn't matter. They did for Aaron Felsen. And it's like that horrible movie Threw Up all over this suit. It's just like, it's like a Frankenstein. One arm is the shitty Jared Leto Joker, and the other arm is Harley Quinn. And if you go like this, it looks like they're fucking. And then there's like Batman on his jacket and Superman. Are these Justice League characters? I didn't see it. It's not important. I might be going off into another movie entirely. It doesn't matter.
It truly doesn't.
Superman is there. And then, of course, the only good part of any DC property in the theaters right now, Wonder Woman. But she's on the back of his vest for some reason, so you can't actually see it unless he takes off his jacket. It's bullshit. And then, weirdly, his pants are just plain black. So I don't know if they just got bored or if they realized the movie was shitty. I don't know, but that's it.
So Greg Milliken's appearance caused a huge wave at the Transformers themed Met Gala that he went to, and what it is this this amazing Dolce and Gabbana suit. It's actually like a combination, like sort of half suit and half like fancy dress kilt and boots. So the kilt part is it looks like it's metallic, like it almost like looks like plates of metal have been sewn onto it, and he's wearing like boots that are also look basically like they're made out of metal. I mean, and not just like shitty, you know, spray on whatever they do to get those crappy strippery gold lame boots, like, but like metal. And then the suit jacket also has like metal epaulets and plates, but it's mostly like colored it's color blocked in red and blue, and the metal plating goes down like the underside of the arms, and then you realize when he crosses his arms over his chest, he turns into Optimus Prime.
That's badass.
Thank you.
Well, last but not least, of course, is Carlos Macera, and he has a very special suit that's made entirely out of hollow cylinders. I know that's a little bit difficult to understand, but you know, some of them are metal and some of them are like a more plasticky sort of thing. They're just in different sizes. They're all hollow cylinders, and he's actually going as the internet because you see his suit is made out of a series of tubes.
Can he have a kitten in one pocket?
Sure, why not? I don't give a shit. PETA's not. I don't give a shit about PETA, so fuck him.
Well, it's a living kitten anyway, so.
Well, sure, but if you're keeping it in a pocket, they'd probably be mad anyway. They'll take any reason to be mad.
There you have it, the Met Galas of the future. We would also like to thank Stephen Kendall, Jenny and Ryan Wiedenbenner, Alex Hollis, Jay Teller, Eric Ruggles, Zachary Drake, Joe Louie, Tommy Bort, Matt and Mattingly's Ice Cream Social. No salt pork?
Oh, salt pork?
Brandon, Katie, and Thomas David, and John Dykes.
That is going to be it for episode 87. Thank you for joining us, everyone. This has been the Dork Pridecast. We will see you next week.
Deuces!
Jetpack!